Good morning, everybody. It is May 12th. Okay, we have a month to go. We're just going to plug along and get it done. So much easier than even being in class, less work. You guys can do this. You just have to finish up, okay? If you have not finished up with the test, okay, test 7, chapter 7 test I'm waiting on from some of you. There's a really nice video out there on YouTube called G for Geometry Test 7, okay? And I pretty much walk you through the test. So if you haven't done it, watch this video with the test. If you need the test, just text me or email me and I'll send you the test, okay? So, moving on, correcting the homework from yesterday. This is what I have. Number 1 is a reduction. Scale factor is 1/2. Number 2 is an enlargement. Scale factor is 5/4 because you get 25 over 20, which reduces to 5/4. Number 3 is an enlargement. You go from 9 to 27. 4, I graph or the original ABC, and then I double it. When I double, I just multiply all of these by 2, and here's my new triangle. Number 4, I'm going to take 1/5 of all these points. So here's my original, and then it shrunk it down to 1/5 the size. 6, I'm just going to multiply all of these values by -6, and these are my new points. 7, I take all of these values, multiply by -0.25, and these are my new values. Scale factor is 4 on this one, and number 9 is easy. You're going to go 8 centimeters, so 8 times the actual size, so you're going to go 0.8 centimeters. Okay, so that is the homework. Hopefully you guys have it done. Okay, now let's take a look at the notes for today. So here's what I have. If you guys just want to follow along, we're still talking about similar polygons. What I know about similar polygons is they will have the same shape but different size. So same shape, different size, okay? And today we're going to do translations with them, okay? We're going to do translations, transformations, transformations, okay, which is a fancy word, kind of like Transformers. You know, the movie Transformers, they change. They transform, okay? Now, if all you do is move it, it's called translate. So that's just a movement. We're going to move it. So in this case, it's going to stay the same size. We're just going to move it. Now, we're going to take, so first of all, triangle ABC. Let's graph it first. 3, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's A. B is 0, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's B, and -2, -3. There's C. Okay, so let me take some time to at least draw my triangle in correctly so it looks nice. Okay, there's that. There's that. And there's that. Okay, here's my triangle. It's kind of a skinny, obtuse triangle. So what do we want to do with it? Well, the directions say, it's pretty simple, to move all x values over 3 and all y values down 1. Okay, so we can do it in 2 ways. Probably the easiest way is to physically move it. The other way is to add 3 to all the x values and subtract 1 to all the y values. But let's just physically move it. Over 3, down 1. So I'm going to take point A and go over 3. 1, 2, 3, and down 1. A prime. Take point B, over 3, 1, 2, 3, down 1. B prime. Take point C, over 1, 2, 3, down 1, C prime. Okay, now let's draw that in. So what I'd also like to know is what are the new points. So there's 2 ways to get the points. One is just to look at the graph, get the points, right? Okay, hold on. There we go. There's my new triangle. B prime, C prime. But I think what's easier in this case is just to simply say, okay, A prime. So I'm going to add 3, subtract 1. So add 3 to this. A prime is 6, subtract 1, 5. Sure enough, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom, there it is. B prime, okay? Let's add 3, makes that 3, comma, subtract 1, 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Boom, there it is. C prime, let's see what C prime is. Add 3, which makes it a positive 1. And then subtract 1, which makes it a negative 4. Let's check it out. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, there it is, okay? Pretty easy. That's a translation because we just moved it, okay? Number 2. So again, let's triangle ABC. So I'll do the same triangle ABC again. 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's A, 0, 4, B, -2, -3, C. We draw this triangle in again. Okay. These are pretty easy. And I think if you look at the directions, this one's pretty easy as well, okay? So this one's going to be a dilation. And I see the 2, which means my scale factor is going to be 2. So K is going to be 2. This is exactly what we did yesterday. So let's go ahead and take a look at multiplying all of these values by 2, because I'm going to dilate it. So A prime is going to be a 6, 12. B prime is going to be a 0, 8. C prime is going to be a -4, -6. Right? 6, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we'll put it way up there. It went off my graph paper. That's okay. I can figure that out. 0, 8. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, there is B prime and -4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right there. Okay, C prime. There we go. Boom. Connect the dots. And got it. Boom. And boom. There it is, okay? Now we got the coordinates, which is what I wanted, the coordinates, and I want the triangle. If I can draw it. There we go. Okay, pretty simple. Okay, let's move on. Okay, example 2. Example 3, sorry. Now, a rotation of 180 degrees. Well, before we do it, let's graph our original ABC, because I'll show you there's a trick. So, alright, I'm going to go to 3, 6 again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. A. 0, 4, B, -2, -3, C. Okay, connect the dots. All right, got this down. I got this. All right, and all right, got that one there. Boom. Okay, now what I want to do is rotate it 180 degrees. So watch. What I'm going to do is try and spin it 100 degrees, and it's around the origin. So I'm going to bring it, so it's going to spin 180. So it's kind of hard to think about how that happens, but I've got a little trick. Okay, here's my trick to doing it. Actually, it's not so much a trick, it's a little formula to be more precise. So if I'm going to rotate anything 180 degrees, I'm going to make all the x values, I'm going to change the sign. So I'm going to make all my x values, so -3, 0, a negative, -2 makes a +2. I'll make all my y values change sign. So I'll have a -6, a -4, and a -3 or +3. So I'm going to do this. A prime. So remember, I'm changing the signs for x and y. A prime is going to be a -3, -6. B prime. Well, -0 is just 0, okay? And then -4, and then C prime is going to be a -2, which is +2, a -3, which is a +3. Okay, so let's graph that. Let's check it out. Okay, so -3, 1, 2, 3, -6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, way down there. Okay, so I'm off the page. I can deal with that. 0, -4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's B prime, and then 2, 1, 2, 3. There's C prime. We draw that in, and maybe you can visualize and see how it rotated 180 degrees. Draw it in correctly. Hopefully you'll see that it's spun around the origin 180 degrees. So it just went around the origin. See how this point went all the way around to here. This point here went down to here, and finally C went all the way around up here. Okay? All right. Now, last but not least, okay? In this case, we're going to do two things. Okay, so first of all, we're going to translate it over 3 up 5, and then we're going to rotate it 90 degrees. So this is a double translation. Okay, so let's figure out how to do this. So first of all, down triangle ABC again, same triangle. Did that on purpose to make it easy. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A, 0, 4. B, -2, -3, C, right? Okay, so I need to do it twice. Alright, so I may have to bring in another color, which is kind of cool. I like more colors. Okay. Let's turn to ABC. So the first translation. Oh, let's do that in green. So I'm going to move everything over 3, and then I'm going to take it and go up 5. Over 3, up 5, okay? So let's see, I'm going to take points 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A prime, we're going to go 0, 4 is going to be over 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. B prime, I'm going to go from here 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's C prime. Let me draw that in. And I'm going to need the coordinates because the next step I have to have the coordinates because I'm going to do a little trick on the coordinates also, okay? So I'm going to draw this in because rotate 90 degrees is difficult to see. Hold on. I'll show you what I mean. Just a second. Alright, here's my green triangle. Here's my first translation. Now, what I want to do with this is I want to rotate it 90. Now that's hard to see, but this is going to go 90 degrees, so it's probably going to wind up down here somewhere. So here's the trick. First of all, let me get the coordinates of A prime, B prime, C prime. Okay, so A prime, if I add 3, add 5, A prime is going to be 6. Adding 5, 11. B prime, I'm going to add 3 and add 5, which makes it 3, 9. C prime, I'm going to add 3, which makes it a positive 1, add 5, which makes it 2. Okay, and you can verify those. Okay, now what you want to do is rotate it 90. Okay, so 90 degrees. Let's think about that. I'm going to take this green triangle, and from the origin, I'm going to rotate it 90. It's going to be down here somewhere. I don't know if you can see that. Watch my fingers. It's going to be down here somewhere. Okay. Now, some kids can visualize it. Some people can say, "Boom, I got it, Mr. Davis. I know exactly what it is." Most of us, me included, have a hard time with that. So I've got a little trick. Okay, if you want to rotate something 90 degrees clockwise, here's my rule. So it's y negative x. What does that mean? So every point's got some x and y value. So I'm going to switch them. So I'm going to switch them instead of 3, 6. I'm going to switch it. Instead of 3, 6, it's going to be 6, 3. But I'm going to make sure that my x value becomes, instead of a positive 3, it becomes a negative 3. Okay, let's see how that works. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. That kind of looks like that went 90 degrees. Could probably try and draw like 90. Let's see here. There, that does look like 90 degrees, doesn't it? That's a double prime. Double prime because I moved it twice, okay? Alright, let's try then the next point. Let's try B double prime. So let's see. I'm going to switch them. YX. So make it 4, 0. Okay, switch X and Y. And I'm going to make the x value negative. Well, that seems redundant because if 0 is just plain old 0. You can't make a negative 0. So let's go 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 0. Okay. Yeah, looks like it could have been rotated 90 degrees. So I can probably see the 90, can't I? Okay, so that's B double prime. Okay, let's do C double prime. So again, I'm going to switch them, make it a negative 3, negative 2. So I switched them, went from y to, I went to xy, went to yx. Now, the only thing is I want to make the x value negative. So this negative 2 becomes a negative 2, or positive 2, double negative, right? So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. There's C double prime. Let me go ahead and draw that out in and see if you guys can see this. Okay, boom, boom, and boom. Okay. One last thing before I'm done. Okay, here's my new triangle. One last thing before I'm done, and that is if you want to go counterclockwise, instead of it being y negative x, if I rotate the other way, it's just a negative y. Actually switch them, but this time you make the y negative, and that'll give you counterclockwise. Okay? Alright, so that's what I have for today. Homework. Let's go through this real quickly. You're going to have to graph. Homework is page 257, 1 to 6 all. Let's take a look at that real quickly. 257. 257. Okay. You're going to have to graph the original and then translate. This is a double translation. See, double translation. Okay. 2, you're going to have to dilate, then reflect in the y-axis. Now, if you're going to reflect in the y-axis, okay, if you're going to reflect in the y-axis, then your points become over here. So it's a negative x, y. Okay. 90 degrees around the origin. That's what we just did. That's if it's 9 degrees, they're talking about clockwise. We did that. Okay, that's your y negative x. Okay. Now here, describe what happens. Well, it looks to me like it got shrunk and moved. Okay. This one looks like it got flipped over the y-axis, which means changes your x. This one's definitely flipped, and then shrunk. This one looks like it got flipped around the y-axis. Go ahead. So it got flipped and shrunk. Okay, so you've got to describe it. So you would say that, for instance, you would have a 1/2 x, 1/2 y. That's part of it. And then you're going to shift it, or possibly I would shift it first. Looks like the whole thing's gone over so much. Or maybe you shrink it first. Either way. So there's your homework. Okay. Let me see that today. Send it via text or send it via email, and I'll give you full credit.